The notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year are confirmed at the annual meeting, are posted on the public bulletin board in the lobby of the Municipal Center, and published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year. So, Emily, you're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Yes, you have to come to the microphone, okay? And then two things. We're all going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, of course, and then after that, we're going to have a moment of silence, which I'll explain at that time, okay? So, let's go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good, Emily. Everyone, please stay standing, please. So we're going to have a moment of silence for Jean Rivkin Mermelshans, who was a 42-year-old resident here of Tenafly who passed away on Friday, excuse me. And Sunday was her funeral. Who passed away, who has a husband and 3 daughters that she's left behind, and she was instrumental in Tenafly in getting our really downtown upgrades and renovations launched, and she had an enormous amount of energy, and we all loved her, and we're going to miss her, so we're going to have a moment of silence on her behalf. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, Omar, please call the roll.
Here.
Councilmember Dayton.
Here.
Councilmember Michaels.
Present.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Here.
Councilmember Park. Here. Councilmember Rolary. Mayor Zinna.
Here. Councilwoman Dayton, you had something you wanted to say?
I do. So I found out this morning very early that my synagogue here in Tenafly, Temple Sinai of Bergen County, had vandalism and anti-Semitism. Some coward came and set fire to an Israeli flag on our synagogue's property. I just want to make it very clear, and I know my council stands behind me, that our town is one that is a welcoming, open community. We accept all viewpoints, we accept all residents, but we do not accept hate, and we do not accept this level of anti-Semitism. Our Tenafly police are out there doing the investigation. I want to assure everybody that we are on top of it. The mayor and I have been in communication. He's been in communication with our police department and our synagogue. So as we approach the Jewish holidays, I just want everyone to feel safe and secure in our community, that they may celebrate our Jewish New Year and that they will be protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the presentation of Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation. So you're reading it, and several of your colleagues and friends are reading also. So all of you come up to the microphone. So you're going to read different sections. What are you going to do? What's the plan?
So we're going to read the Spanish version first, and then they'll read
Okay. All right. Just speak into the microphone, very close to it, okay? I want to make sure we hear you.
Considerando que los hispanoamericanos han enriquecido nuestra vida social, intelectual y artística en los Estados Unidos de América, y considerando que los hispanoamericanos son el segmento más joven y de más rápido crecimiento de los Estados Unidos de América, y que la población residente de hispanoamericanos en el municipio de Tenafly se ha duplicado en los últimos 10 años. Y por cuanto durante el Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, el municipio de Tenafly reconoce que la herencia hispana es la herencia estadounidense, y vemos esa influencia en casi todos los aspectos de nuestras vidas. Y considerando que cada año los estadounidenses celebran el Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, celebrando las historias, culturas y contribuciones de los ciudadanos estadounidenses, cuyos antepasados vinieron de México, España, el Caribe y América Central y del Sur.
Y considerando que lo que comenzó en 1968 como la Semana de la Herencia Hispana bajo el presidente Johnson fue ampliado por el presidente Reagan en 1988 para cubrir un periodo de 30 días que comienza el 15 de septiembre y termina el 15 de octubre. Y considerando que el día 15 de septiembre es significativo porque es el aniversario de la independencia de los países latinoamericanos como Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras y Nicaragua. Además, México y Chile celebran sus días de independencia el 16 y el 18 de septiembre, respectivamente, y considerando que el tema de este año, Latinos impulsando la prosperidad, el poder y el progreso en América, nos anima a celebrar la herencia hispana, nos alienta a garantizar que todas las voces estén representadas y sean bienvenidas para ayudar a construir comunidades más fuertes y una nación más fuerte. Y ahora, por lo tanto, se resuelve que en este día 16 de septiembre de 2025, el alcalde y el concejo del municipio de Tenafly proclamen por la presente del 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre como el mes de la herencia hispana y animan a todos los residentes y empleados del municipio a celebrar nuestra historia única y vibrante y nos comprometemos nuevamente con un futuro compartido de comunidades saludables, pacíficas, seguras y sostenible para todos. Gracias.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to read the English part. Whereas Hispanic Americans have enriched our social, intellectual, and artistic life in the United States of America, and whereas Hispanic Americans are the youngest and fastest growing segment of the United States of America, and the resident population of Hispanic Americans in the borough of Tenafly has doubled in the last 10 years. And whereas during National Hispanic Heritage Month, the borough of Tenafly recognizes that Hispanic Heritage Month is American heritage, and we see that influence in almost every aspect of our lives. And whereas each year, Americans observe National Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the histories, cultures, and contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Mexico, Spain, the Caribbean, and Central and South America.
And whereas what began in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Johnson was expanded by President Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period starting on September 15th and ending on October 15th. And whereas the day of September 15th is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th and 18th, respectively. And whereas this year's theme, Latinos Driving Prosperity, Power, and Progress in America, encourages us to salute the vital contributions of these public servants and of the more than 62 million Latinos who help make our nation stronger every day. And now, therefore, be it resolved that on this day, the 16th of September 2025, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Tenafly do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month and encourage all residents and borough employees to celebrate our unique and vibrant history. It is a story of hard work, family, faith, pride, and possibility, and it is proof that there is nothing we cannot do when we do it together. Thank you.
It's excellent. Thank you. Don't walk away yet. I failed to ask all of your names, so if you can give us all your name and what year you're in school, and go ahead.
My name is Mariana Revis Vega, and I'm a junior in high school.
My name is Christina Guerrilla, and I'm also a junior in high school.
My name is Ryan Laos, and I'm a junior in high school.
My name is Brianna Cavadias.
You guys did a great job. It's fabulous. So I got to tell a quick story. So about 2 years ago, we were on vacation in Puerto Vallarta. We were in Mexico, and one of my daughters and I, we went into a museum of Mexican history. And unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, and this particular daughter doesn't speak Spanish. But there were a lot of English translations inside the museum, and it was about the formation of Mexico and their independence and all that good history. And I found it amazing reading the dioramas and the battles and everything else that was going on in the politics. It really mirrored exactly what was going on in the United States at the same time. It was almost like watching our own history, except they were experiencing it there, and it was in a different language. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming here today to do this. So thank you very much. Omar, here are the proclamations. Okay. Next, take care, guys. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen. All right, to be considered, naming of borough property.
So we spoke about this a little bit last time, and I think I spoke with each of you. The intention here was to find a place to recognize borough employees. Julie and I spoke about possibly in the new Grove Street Park by the flagpole. Obviously, I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out the exact design, but this would be a great place to recognize the commitments our borough employees have made. And would ask that that makes sense. We can have David take care of that for us.
So go ahead, Julie.
I just wanted to add to what Adam's saying. So a while back, there was a committee, and Wendy had worked with us, and one of the things was the idea of celebrating accomplishments. So if you look at the linked ordinance, you see at the very end, but we talk about work for the borough of 25 years or more. And so that's the idea of what we had initially were kicking around the idea of having something inside, but I think Adam's right. It's seen by so many more people now that the Grove Street Park has become a park.
Yeah.
It wasn't all those years ago. There wasn't a place to be public about it. I think it would be so lovely to have one of those type of things where it's like a lectern type of style of like a little wall, because there's not a wall by the flagpole, but it's like maybe we could find something that then we could put the little nameplates on it. So I'm supportive, but I know that Wendy, you've done a lot of work on this, what we envisioned, right?
So there is a draft ordinance amendment that's on your agenda packet. It just adds another paragraph. Candidly, I did not know if you wanted to remove the option of the honorary wall that had originally been considered within Borough Hall. So I added an additional.
Oh, okay. So just to loop everyone in, it was right. The 22.-5 was what we were originally kicking around, but we had said it would be in Borough Hall, right? Located in Borough Hall. So now you're saying.
Right, so the draft still has that internal option.
Okay.
And dedicates to the draft as DPW employees. It could be changed. This was just for, David had asked for me to put something together to help everyone visualize what such an amendment might look like. So,
Oh, so it would be borough employees, right?
Mhm.
Right, so that particular location had been told to me as a possibility specifically for the DPW, but it doesn't have to be.
In my mind, it makes more sense to have one location. So we're not different locations of where people, could visit. It's one location.
So in lieu of what had originally been contemplated as the honorary wall.
No, I think it should be everybody. Purely.
Yeah, and in lieu
Everybody
of
in
the
one
original
spot.
honorary wall,
Okay.
one spot
Yeah,
there.
one spot, everybody.
And it still would be for employees with 25 years of service or more.
Right, the criteria, I didn't change the criteria.
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing
just had
that.
added an additional location that I thought was to be specific for DPW.
Yep.
So then it wouldn't necessarily be the DPW director nominating the person. Who would you want to nominate to your attention, those employees that, or
Should be the borough administrator, I think.
is it just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is
Just
it
go-
just gonna be employees, or will it also
go
be
through the records.
residents and volunteers as the wall is supposed to be?
It's employees.
Yeah, to the intent, I think, was employees. I mean, the instant.
You said as well as any, in there was as well as any resident
Yeah.
who's demonstrated extraordinary voluntary service for at least 15 years to the borough. That was in there. So it was like, right. So that's what Wendy's talking about. It was workers, but then these people who've given, people who've been in charge of a commission or a committee for 15 plus years.
Well, I think it would be situational, and perhaps for that, the indoor plaque that was already contemplated would be a good idea for volunteers. and
Service
so forth.
volunteers.
The instant employee that has come to my attention, and I'm bringing it forth to you, is Larry Gregano, who was a 48-year employee, and is also a decorated veteran of our U.S. military. And what I'm being told is that this would mean an awful lot to our DPW employees to have him recognized. So that was sort of the instant
Impetus.
Yeah.
So then what about the part, so you're saying that for a person who has done a lot of voluntary service, you still picture that inside
Committee members,
and then what, community members? Committee members?
like our boards.
Well, here it just says
I mean, if you have
extraordinary
people that
voluntary
are-
service.
That volunteer for committees that aren't named on the committee as well.
Yeah.
No, not sure.
I think they're gonna be more towards where they are. So let me tell you a story. Someone that spent, 20 years on a library committee wants to be in the library. Someone that spent 20 years in the senior center, hopefully it's our new senior center. So I would think and hope that people that find a passion, it goes to, where that passion lies.
Yeah, but if we do it like that, though, we don't really have a conduit to it, though. That's the problem. So like, if it was, okay, now we're committing to do by the flagpole for the people who've worked here, and then a space here, part of we just hadn't really gotten to it since, there's like that 2 years at least. Right, I think it was at least 2 years.
Probably.
It was in 23.
23.
And I think
So if you could dedicate a space then for volunteers, and I think we should. It's another piece of this, which we shouldn't
Talking
forget.
about doing that here in Borough Hall.
Yep.
Right.
And then one at
The other piece
Grove
at
Street.
Grove.
So then
So
I
then
will
that would
split it.
update your ordinance.
So we can split up the different locations, still have an honorary wall service that would be limited to,
Voluntary service,
Residents.
15 years plus a borough, yeah. 15
and
years.
then the flagpole area at Grove Street Park would be limited to the employees that are nominated and qualified.
Correct.
Can I make a
Okay.
suggestion? So actually, we kind of skipped over this. We have a beautiful plaque actually recognizing those lost on September 11th, right out here in Peace
Peace
Plaza.
Plaza.
And I'm just going to take a second to say Douglas Gurian, Hage Sheffi,
Oh.
Kajiki Takahashi, and Glenn Travers, our Tenafly residents we lost. But that is an entire wall in Peace Plaza that can have additional plaques or memories. It's right here, Borough Hall. It's not inside. People can come and visit it. It's supposed to be a plaza of peace and quiet and serene time. So I'm just offering that as another location option on that wall. I mean, we already have a remembrance plaque. Just throwing it out there.
I think though there, Lauren, like in my opinion, it is for people who've passed, like, because
So that's more like a passing away than a-
TWA is there
Yep.
as well as 9/11, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't really.
Two different themes.
two different things. Okay.
But
Different
would-
concepts, right?
So I would just say though that if you're updating it, regarding the workers who've been here 25 years or more, if it was going, I think it was just talked about through the borough administrator, would you just be looking at employment records, or are we waiting for people to be nominated, or I think we
Well,
might just want to.
I think it's a combination of things. There are a set of circumstances that would go along with the years of service.
Okay,
And they
you
would
just
be-
don't want to skip anybody.
Yeah, and that would be delineated out for the council's consideration.
Oh, okay.
Would you want to, or may I suggest that be delineated out and included within whatever amendment to the
This ordinance. Yeah.
If it needs to be, or.
Or are you
if it-
saying
or you
the
could authorize it to
recommendation?
be done by resolution as the.
Well, no, the
nominations.
approval still has to be by resolution for the
Okay,
individual.
right.
But as far as what the criteria is, that's already set in an
Here you
ordinance.
just have 25 years service or more.
And is it delineated by the location yet?
She's going to
Well,
add
that's why
that.
I'm
It's all got it,
saying-
right, so we have two locations,
Yeah.
right, so the ordinance should lay out the two locations Grove Street Park being for the employees, the inside of council chambers here
For volunteers.
for volunteers and other, worthy individuals.
And so for the employees, what you have in your ordinance, David, is the 25 years or more. So, and they have to be any retired employee who's worked 25 years or more. That's what it says. So if you add some.
Retired or deceased, I suppose.
Oh,
But,
okay,
I
yeah.
mean, somebody,
We
this individual, I believe, still passed away while he was an employee, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We should add or deceased.
Seemed a little dark, but I can.
I think we have to. I think we have to. Yeah. So just if there's anything else to add, I guess to Wendy's point, now would be the time, right? I just don't want to miss people who've done the years. So,
I mean, I suppose we could do the same of demonstrated extraordinary service in their employment to the borough, and then there would be the reasoning criteria that would be submitted to you all.
for resolution.
Yeah, and it's going to be approved by resolution.
Correct.
Right.
So
Right,
we could
extraordinary
just say the
service.
extraordinary service and commitment to the borough.
Right.
Right, perfect.
Okay.
All right. I'm glad this came up and it's moving forward. It needed catalyst. Thank you. That's good.
a couple other items, right?
We're all
And then-
good.
2 other items?
Yes, and then just the other one, and I think I spoke with each of you, Jeannie being such a key part of the downtown committee, leading in everything in Hyde Park, all those benches are her genesis. So with Julian, the naming committee's approval, I'd love to see if we can put a plaque on one of the curved benches. If everyone's okay.
I'm okay with that, of course.
I will tell you, I spoke to her father yesterday and he had said that he helped put them in. So I think he was like involved. So that was very special for him.
Yep. So we'll work with Alex, her husband, and make sure we have the right thing to say, and we can do that.
Yes.
The street naming?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Sure.
So, so we all know about Ina Alexander. Another thing that we're thinking with support from the family, the street right out here, as you come into the municipal complex, the idea was.
Foster?
No. The actual.
The
There's no name.
driveway?
Right,
That's right, the roadway.
The roadway.
The driveway that comes into the
To
municipal
come into
complex.
Yeah,
to come
Correct.
into here.
We can,
To this
maybe,
part.
Ina Alexander.
Edon Alexander Way. I spoke to Edon's father, Addie. They love the idea. We talked about the issue of the location, which is kind of, centralized, and it's not their street because they don't want that sort of attention brought to them.
Right.
So,
Okay, that's great.
and Edon is going back to Israel October 14th. So to the extent that we can get this organized, a sign made, the kind of signs that go on top, however that gets done prior to that date.
What do you?
Blue and white.
Well, you guys could,
So
yeah,
it would be just to clarify, this is a commemorative street naming. We're not by
Correct.
ordinance changing anything.
correct. This is a commemorative street naming.
This is already.
Yeah, no, I'm just
This is a
explaining for
driveway.
everyone else.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, not like an address changes, it's a
Correct.
different colored sign, it goes on top.
Blue and
of it.
white.
Now, would it be appropriate for that to be unveiled on October 7th? That's the next
Council meeting,
plus
yeah.
it's the anniversary.
We can do that, sure.
Let's just check with that.
We will check with the family. Congressman Gottheimer will like, pending the council's approval, he would like to attend also in terms of decision tonight. Okay?
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is public comment. Audience members wishing to speak will have a 3-minute time limit to address the governing body on any items on or off the agenda. Large groups are requested to have a spokesperson represent them. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to make public comments?
Mayor, if
Yes.
I may. I see our Tenafly Little League Board is here tonight, and they are here for the discussion on the turf field. So either can we move that discussion up, which is one of the resolutions tonight, or can we allow them to join that discussion?
If I could just.
Go ahead, David.
Clarify. So we're not awarding the contract tonight. We have to put some additional funding in place, a mechanism to take care of this. So there's a introduction of an ordinance to appropriate an additional $100,000 out of the open space fund with a note that the Little League would be responsible for that gap coverage up to $100,000. That's all for introduction, has to be then advertised, public hearing, and adopted at the October 7th meeting. And at the October 7th meeting is when there would be a resolution to award the contract.
Okay.
The other part of that is that the contractor needs to file their pay-to-play forms with the borough clerk, and they have to be filed at least 10 days prior to award. So,
Prior to October 7th?
yes.
Okay, so we've got that organized? We'll have them speak when we do it, so we'll be right. Yeah, because we're only a couple of minutes away. We'll have them speak at the time. Okay. Thanks for your patience.
We'll come back October 7th.
Well, you're gonna include,
You'll talk in a few
let's have an offline conversation about that, okay? All right, so first let's finish public comment. Is there anyone else in the chamber who would like to speak, or anyone online? Omar?
I see no hands online there.
Okay, so we're gonna close public comment. We're gonna go to correspondence from Madeline Moscone. She wants to put the creche up as usual every year. Thank goodness they do this. Is everyone okay with that? Okay, wonderful. All right, you'll let Ms. Moscone know. All right, administrator's report. Does anyone, David, any highlights, or anyone have questions for the administrator?
Yes,
Go ahead, Lauren. You have a question?
I do. I actually want to continue to talk about the Little League field since it's in the report here. This is sort of for David and the council. I would actually like to propose that since we have the money in open space, it's been raised by taxes. You know, you've heard me say this numerous times. I don't find it appropriate that we require the Little League to put in $100,000, up to $100,000 when we have funds sitting designated for recreation. I'd like to request that the $100,000 actually not have a reimbursement by the Tenafly Little League, that it becomes $100,000 out of open space. And I just want to say, we are spending, what, 1.7 on tennis? So we're spending what, 1.7, is that correct?
Well, right now, 700,000 for the one bank of courts. The other one is out, will be going out to bid.
Right.
But I believe we appropriated 1.5.
1.6, okay, excuse me.
We're getting
A
some
million
up in the
six. So again, this is $100,000 that we have open space. We are all intending to renovate the Little League field, to make it the center of our town, to make sure it's safe so that people aren't tripping on divots, to make sure that there's bathrooms eventually that are ADA compliant, that the lighting works, that the stereo system works. We want it to be turf. The Little League wants it to be turf. And so we couldn't get a bid where we wanted it to. It's more expensive these days, and the municipal field came in differently. I would like to ask that, again, we change this $100,000 that we're passing or looking to pass tonight to just have it over open space, period. So I'd like that to be a discussion. And David, please, I know it's in your report, so if you want to comment
Yeah,
first,
well,
but.
what's in our report is the direction that council had previously given to me. So we've gotten to where we are. I mean, the money has to be appropriated, as I said, first from open space anyway. And what my discussions with the Little League leadership have been about this is that, that up to $100,000 would be payable to the borough once the project is completed. So we're not asking them to front the money. It would be sort of similar to a grant. If they were the granting agency, once the project is done, it would be reimbursable. Now, whether or not the council wants to consider not making that requirement, that's to the pleasure of the council.
So can I just say, I've sat on some sports boards. Jamie, you've sat on the basketball board. Can you imagine having to raise $100,000? It is a large ask when we're already collecting fees for the sport. We've already taxed them for the open space. That money is taken out of the taxes, separated out, and designated for open space, recreation,
So
green
we can
space.
talk about a whole bunch of things. It is frustrating, so we've been talking about this for well over a year now.
And I've raised this every time.
No, you have not.
I have.
And, we've had conversations, David works with the team all the time, this is something that they offered to bring up. Again, it's a wonderful thing, it's just weird at the last minute, you out of nowhere.
This is not out of nowhere, Adam. You know I've said this for numerous meetings. For the past 6 months, I've been saying this. I've asked you numerous times, are you sure the board wants to commit to this? Are you sure they have funds?
We speak to them all the time.
But this deal was made with a prior board. Understand that. That board has changed over. And I think it's an enormous ask to put on any of our sports boards, any of them. They took on this as a volunteer position. Now they have to raise $100,000. I just find that when we have open space funds that we are sitting on, I find that very irresponsible.
100,000 here, 100,000 there.
Yes, 1.6 1.6 for tennis, very expensive. I find that very expensive, but I'm willing to do it because we've set aside that money for recreation. That money is designated. It is actually our obligation to use that money in that way. Just sitting on it is actually not our obligation. We collected from our residents saying we're going to upgrade our fields, our recreation.
But
Here's a perfect opportunity.
This was part of,
The negotiation.
this was part of the whole negotiation to get the field. I mean, this isn't the first time this sort of arrangement is done, right?
It's amazing.
Wait,
I would actually
Adam, let me
say to
just-
council, I guess, before you got here, that we took over. Remember,
It
the
was
past
school.
400,000 years, no investment was made. The school said, we don't care, do whatever you want. We took, I think it's amazing what we did to have to legally get it. This council invested in it. It's a wonderful thing.
How much did we already
It's amazing. But again,
invest?
we work in partnership.
That's
with you
important.
Just to
over
clarify,
a year.
Adam, you did acquire leasehold rights, but you don't own the underlying property.
Right.
No,
No,
sorry,
but
I
look,
misspoke.
no, he,
Just wanted to make that clear.
no, but Wendy, do you remember, maybe this is David, because I want to go to, because Adam worked very long and arduously on getting to yes. How much has the town already committed, with our money, not the reimbursed money? What was it?
Yeah, so let me
so
just finish my thought from before, right? So this is not a unique situation, right? Whether it's the nature center
Yeah.
or the pool or Tenafly United Soccer, it's not abnormal for the different groups to raise money and contribute to the process
This
itself.
level,
Pardon me?
at $100,000?
Nature center
Soccer
actually raises
fee,
even
the
more.
soccer
Nature's
fee,
right, we-
75K.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
We all pitch in.
Yeah.
And
How
again,
much
it's
did
on,
we
it's
pay?
mostly on the backs of the taxpayers that have already paid into the system for
Oh,
open
same-
space.
wait a minute, we tax our residents? Really?
Adam, the sarcasm is not
Oh
welcome.
my God.
I
All
will
right, so
say,
let's-
part of the
right.
lease concept, because I was involved in that process, I was here 2 years
Time
ago.
out, time out.
Part of the lease project.
So you
concept-
were there at the beginning? The
But-
stipulation for us to get involved was that there was buying from Little League.
Right.
I understand that, but maybe
So
not.
now you're reversing
but
course on that?
I do remember.
I'm not reversing course. What I'm saying is.
You are saying you're
No,
reversing
Dan,
course.
I'm not. I think
Because the
it's a very high
stipulation for us to
ask.
get involved, to take it off the school's
It wasn't
hands.
that was not a stipulation in writing. That was some underhand
Well,
deal.
that was.
Hold on a
what
second.
was
So you did an
negotiated.
underhand deal.
There was
No
nothing,
underhand deal.
Fine, sorry, Wendy, excuse me, but that wasn't a written in our ordinance obligation. Let's just put it that way. I will say, the reason why
So that is
the council got involved is because the school does not have the ability to have open space funds. Our taxes that are collected and divided up between the school and the
Just
town.
went to a
Like,
$70+ million referendum.
90
Yeah.
90 mil last year.
right,
The-
all for you,
the-
just not to put it all into the.
yeah, not to repeat,
Because-
not to repeat the whole
Because
story.
our representations were that our town open space was going to be designated for this.
In partnership with Little League.
Right.
A partnership means they get a say in it, they get designs, they get to
No.
say whether it's turf or
No,
grass.
Financial partnership.
This negotiation about the Little League group contributing money was from the very beginning.
So I'd like to reduce that then to $50,000.
I
That's-
just want to be clear, though. I just think, just for clarity for anyone listening, how much has the borough paid? Because we were talking about the Little League's contribution, but I know we put in for this original idea, we got open space
We got two grants.
Grant?
There's a state grant for
We're
$67,000.
in 625.
We are in $625,000
Yeah,
with the
and
grant.
there's a $67,000 grant, so there's a match component that the borough has, which is part of the number that Susan is
So
commenting on.
that's 67 out of
And then the
us.
Bergen County Open Space Grant is a dollar for dollar match.
And how much was our dollar?
Off the top of my, I know that I had a whole chart before, so I don't have that with me tonight, but I believe it was about $400 and some thousand.
Oh, okay, so I just want the public to not be under any impression that the borough
And then-
hasn't paid
And then
significant.
today,
I'm not saying that, Julie. That's not what I'm
Well,
saying.
it's-
today
I'm
we've
not.
expended,
Could be confused.
$70,000 on engineering today.
Okay, I just,
Okay,
want-
but
know,
this
'cause we're
particular
talking about
or-
this last 100,000.
Julie, I'm not saying we didn't put in
625.
an
What?
enormous sum, including this 500 that we are committing ourselves. I'm not saying not, but I
Yes,
am
that
saying,
sounds
as a
good for a
whole,
second.
to ask a local sports board to then have to raise this money when we are sitting on open space money. Susan, if you don't mind, how much is left in open space? Do you know offhand?
This is about,
We are sitting on 1.7 million designated for open space, green space,
If you're gonna
recreation.
share information, please be accurate. We don't
I'm
sit on anything.
Okay,
Every single month, we review, we
so I'm
invest.
reviewing. I'm thinking there's enough funding in our open space fund to dedicate to this Little League field in the center of our town.
Because
so,
you traded off all the other things that we've been talking about.
I'm not trading off. This
I'm
is the
not, of
project
course,
that's
because you
being,
just say something out loud, it's.
all right, so
just
the-
poor.
let's
I'd
look
like to
at,
hear from the board.
we're going
if you don't
around in
mind.
circles because this ordinance tonight is about funding the gap of the money, correct? $100,000.
And that's what I'm talking
If
about.
the council chooses to alter the deal,
No.
and I'm not suggesting they should, or they're going to, or they're not, or whatever, they shouldn't, that's a whole separate conversation.
I'd like to hear from the board since they were here for public comment and we held them for the conversation. Would that be allowed?
Well, I said that the board's welcome to come up and make comments during that discussion when we get to that point, when we're done with the administrator's report, right?
This is in the administrator's report, so this is the
Aren't we in the
discussion.
middle of the administrator's
We're in the
report still?
administrator's
Right. So
Right,
when
but
we
I'm
get to the
talking about
point,
Little League fields right now.
They'll be able to
We're
make
gonna have two of
comments.
these
on the
Rest of
discussions.
my report's not gonna take that.
right.
Okay, then I'd like to talk about the tennis court reconstruction project. How much are we in for the tennis courts?
We authorized debt for 1.6 and the 5% down payment required under the bond law was paid out of the open space fund.
So,
So 5% of the total appropriation, correct?
so for $1.6 million, we're not putting that to other things. We're putting that towards recreation, right?
Lauren, that's a bond, that's not out of open space.
The whole thing is not, there's nothing coming out of open
The
space.
5% is.
So how much is that out of open space?
5% of the 1.6.
I'm sorry, I'm not good at math offhand.
$80,000?
Yep, exactly, 80,000.
Okay.
Okay. What are the questions for David? Anything you want to highlight?
Just, I will tell you that we're working on the social media policy now that we have
Good.
social media accounts. So if the governing body wants something included in that policy, email it to me over the next week or 10 days so it can be then formulated into the resolution and in enough time for Wendy to have reviewed it before it goes on your agenda for the October 7th meeting.
Would this be the type of thing where if, let's say, Adam or Jamie or Dan or myself or Lauren has, like, this is an event that's happening and we send it to Omar or something in the same way that we would have said, hey, put it on the mayor's message, or we could just say, hey, put this out to all the socials?
And that's what you would want to, you have to put out some of the guardrails so that.
Right.
So for an example, we initiated the Facebook page and the Republican candidates for assembly basically posted their billboard or whatever in the comments on Facebook. And I had our social media person take it down. We had received a complaint that we took it down, but we've shut off
all comments.
Yes.
So that's part of what we're talking about. Obviously, you don't want political advertisement on your social media.
Correct.
But I think it's wise.
Need
if
some
Wendy
clarity
made
on
a
that.
Suggestion, recommendation that on all of the social media, we take out comment. We're just putting out information. We're not looking to get into a conversation on social media.
David,
I had a question.
Yeah.
on the River Edge Road, I'd like to be part of the meeting with John Jar.
Yeah,
I
that
keep asking for
basically, this is basically just the preliminary meetings and information that I was asked to bring back to council. So John will be appearing again
October
at
7th.
the October 7th meeting.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk to him, like in this state. I'd like to sit down and this is, something that I have been working on for many years. I'd like to work with him.
All right. I would defer to the mayor if are you wanting to create a committee with this. Is it just one council member or?
I mean, this should be under the DPW committee.
Well, we're still doing the homework on it and the investigation.
I want to be part of that.
Right. So, I mean, if you want to sit in on the meeting, but we don't have a committee for it yet because we're still putting details together. There's no issue with the councilwoman being on the call.
Okay. We are developing an employee appreciation and wellness day for Thursday, October 16th. Next Gen Orthopedic and Health and Wellness is going to put on some of their activities and chair massage and so forth and provide the employees with lunch. PSC&G, I have to get some dates to them that DPW committee would be available. So I need to circle around with John, Lauren, and the mayor about dates that we may or may not be available over the next week or two. And just the last comment is on the budget process has started, and we're looking at old authorizations and previous capital ordinances, and the intention of the departments to either move forward with that or to say that it's no longer needed, or the intent is to eliminate or cancel the authorization of debt if it's not moving forward, so that when you consider the 2026 capital program and capital ordinance, then you have a clearer picture. So you're not just authorizing additional debt and, there's years worth of old authorizations that are just sitting out there.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
I didn't know that the borough
Oh, that's
administrator
fine.
has to ask your permission for me to go on a meeting. Is that the way it works now?
No, he's asking my opinion.
Okay, just checking.
Why is that an issue?
It's not. I've asked to be part of a meeting.
And everybody said yes.
Good.
Question.
You can't complain about getting what you want,
Question.
right? Yes.
Our socials are verified accounts? Like you get the blue check mark, so you get
We're
all
working
the,
on that.
you get the push,
Yes, the intent is that.
you get all the special stuff in the background? Okay.
Yes.
Could do a shadow Tenafly account. Go on, Wendy.
Okay, we're ready to move on to the ordinances. So the first ordinance is going to be regarding the $100,000 for the Little League. So come on up. Just give us your name, please. Not your address. New rules.
On the $100,000, the Little League has some reserves. We're prepared to somewhat fund this. We've been clear with David from the start that we would ask that for some sort of payment structure of over time, if we do have to reimburse, that we would not like to deplete our funds, that we have no reservation and uniforms and those things can't get over for the Little League. We're clear on that. And we need time to fundraise a little bit as well. As well, since the Little League has now been turned over to, I wasn't here prior to the deal now the town is ownership. We are still incurring the expenses of grass cutting, which is about $20,000 a year. We have almost a $2,000 electrical bill for the lights and other small maintenance costs that we would like the town to take over as the project continues. Other than that, we appreciate everybody's time in hearing this, and we're excited to get a new facility.
So like the electric bill, you're getting a PSC&G bill, or is it being billed through like whoever's, like the school is billing you back?
We are getting PSC.
Interesting.
Which makes
That's
me also
interesting.
wonder, we're starting to sort of audit that to see what else might be on that. It seems relatively high.
That seems high.
Who does the bill actually go to?
It's going to
Like the nonprofit address, whatever it is.
There's a PSC&G account.
for the Little League.
And who's the name? Is it Tenafly Little League? What's it?
We are researching this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, as our treasurers are turning over, we just sort of discovered this, and as with the other expenses, because obviously that's relatively high.
Have you ever done like even a simple audit of matching the light pole numbers to the bill and all that fun
That's
stuff?
what we're gonna look into.
Okay.
And who does the grass cutting?
Grass cutting right now is with turf tender, obviously with the creation of turf in the infield and grass outfield. David's already said he'll put us in contact.
Right.
Oh, great.
Lauren,
May I just say, Jonathan, many of the.
you have to come up to the mic,
services-
please, and just give us your name so we can record it.
Stuart Chiswick, I'm the former president of Tenafly Little League. We're very appreciative of this council for all that the town is investing in the renovation of our Little League field. It's long overdue and we're deeply appreciative. Over time, the services required at the Little League field, there's been an ongoing transition where things like sprinklers and other things have been taken over by the town. Maintenance of our bathrooms, maintenance of the clubhouse, those things have been transitioning over time. As Jonathan says, there's still things like electric, like the fire alarm system, like the turf tender, landscaping, that are still the Little League's responsibility. And I think Jonathan is exactly right. As this project moves forward, as the town increasingly is taking ownership in partnership with us over the field, those things I think can and should be assumed by the recreation department and the town. And we're, by the way, I've been working in close coordination with Jamie Cannon from the rec department to ensure that everything is coordinated and where possible. Of course, the field priority has to lie with the Little League, but we're also team players and want to see that that field is utilized as best as possible by the town writ large.
So can I ask?
Go ahead, Lauren. Question?
Yes, well, actually, Stu, you might be the best person to ask. Sorry to put you on the spot. But so this is, the 100,000 and the other money for the actual turf infield. But the remainder of the lot, the bathrooms, the snack shack, the lighting, all of that, that was intended to be renovated as well.
It went away.
The project, as I understood it, and this has evolved over time with David's leadership and my predecessor, Dan Cohn's leadership, is that the project would be in 3 phases. Phase 1 would be this infield turf renovation. Phase 2 would be to extend it so that we could turf the outfield. And then phase 3 ultimately would be either a reconstruction or a renovation of the existing field house, which is many decades old and probably many decades in the need of its own facelift. But frankly, this first piece is the most critical, and hopefully over time we can get to phase 2 and phase 3.
So I just want to say, I do not want to take this project off schedule. Please understand that. So my understanding when I spoke with Dan Cohn originally, and I had many conversations with him about this, was that the Little League was going to fundraise to do the snack shack, some of those other outside renovations, the bathroom, contribute to the bathrooms and the lights. In my earlier conversations, and again, it was a time period I was not on this council and things moved differently, but the Little League wasn't going to fundraise for the actual turf. So at some point, we still need to get the rest of this done. And would it make more sense for us to ask you to renovate or fundraise for phase 2 these phases with the snack shack and the bathrooms and the lights instead of the turf?
Councilwoman Dayton, if I may just say
Yeah.
that this project, phase 1, my understanding was set to go. It had green light almost a year ago, at which time we were going to break ground, and it was determined that the drainage was going to require an infusion of an additional $100,000. In order not to derail this project, which had been in the making for well over a year, as this council well knows, the Little League agreed that we would fund that difference in order to see that this project would continue to go forward so that there could be a phase 2, so that there could be a phase 3. If you ask me today where $1.5 additional million would come from to renovate the field house, I don't have an answer for that. But having this phase one accomplished is what, we're hoping to do in the short term.
And can I ask, how realistic and what is the timing on paying back $100,000?
We sort of asked, you're asking for 25,000. We feel pretty confident that that's achievable.
That's, okay. I feel better about a payment plan, assuming that we're not going to take on additional debt for Tenafly Little League at phases 2 and 3, which was sort of discussed. So while I appreciate this, I want to understand what kind of onus we're putting on this board of residents who are on the sports board. I want to understand that. If we are seeking for them to then invest later on in the field house or the snack shack or other things, that they then have to add money to that 25,000K payment plan, I think we need to understand that.
You're talking about a lot of future uncertainty that hasn't been negotiated yet.
And that I don't want to put on our residents.
Okay, so that's a whole offline conversation with the board and council. That's not.
I just want to remind
Yeah,
everyone
for
also
tonight.
that your agreement with the Board of Ed is a 10-year agreement. It started in '23, so you may also want to consider how that agreement is working before additional phases are done.
Huh.
Okay, any other questions? Any things, guys?
Completely forgot about that.
From the council?
Yeah,
No,
we don't.
okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for your
much.
work.
Thanks for your support.
You're welcome. Okay, we're going to introduce ordinance 25.
It was very noticeable.
You guys want to hear the vote? Do you want to stay for the vote? You don't have to.
Or the ordinance.
You don't have to.
About.
Yeah, I know.
So it doesn't.
We'll get you.
It's fine. I think they want to see their project get funded though, Wendy.
It's still an introduction, so it's not an approval.
I
Okay,
understand.
so I've got a question. David's brought up a good point. The second reading on these ordinances are scheduled for October 7th. Do we want to keep the council meeting October 7th or move it to? Well, let me just finish my sentence. Okay. And move it to October 6th, the day before.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
I think there's gonna be a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why we're having this conversation. Omar, does that work? Is the court in here?
Monday?
Yeah. We could, the court's not in here. Board of Adjustment is online, so there really is nothing.
Are they using this? We had an issue once of the Zoom.
They have their own, we're moving to Teams.
Did nobody put October 9th? I don't know why I had October 9th at one point for this council meeting. No? All right, I've lost my mind.
Thursday.
You're gonna have to.
You can still use this
Thursday.
book.
I do, but Thursday.
Your book is, it always makes me
Aren't you,
see it all the
aren't you
time.
just simply gonna reschedule
You're
the regular
jealous.
meeting?
'Cause
No,
I
I'm not.
got it right here.
Yeah. Just that, that's all.
Yeah.
So we're moving October 6th.
October
Yeah, I think,
6th.
yeah.
Yeah, just add it as the next
Yeah,
resolution.
everyone's gonna need to be something.
Okay? All right.
7:30, same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not going to, the meeting is going to be rescheduled for October 6th. So these have to be read, hearings for October 6th. All right, Dan, would you like to make a motion on 25-26?
I move to introduce on first reading ordinance 25-26 and set the hearing for October 6, 2025 at 7:30 or soon thereafter.
Have a second?
Second.
Omar, could you please read the title of the ordinance and conduct a roll call?
Ordinance number 25-26, an ordinance of the Borough of Tenafly in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, appropriating $100,000, supplementing ordinances 24-09 and 2513 for upgrades at Little League Field. Councilmember Corsair?
Yes.
Councilmember Dayton?
Yes, and again, I'd like for the next agenda to have a discussion on the field in the to be considered on the open space reimbursement.
Councilmember Michaels?
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Park?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 20,
Nail biter, keep going.
ordinance 25-27, property maintenance. Councilwoman
Sure.
Dr. O'Connor, would you like to make a motion, please?
Sure.
Remember, this is October 6th.
And just to understand, this is to get more code enforcement, it looks like. Am I
No,
right?
so
Oh.
this is to, because
Give them the ability.
it's to give more ability to your code enforcement. So right now, when you have noxious weeds, overgrown grass, whatnot, before we can send the letter saying that, or to send the letter saying that you have 10 days to cure, or the borough's going to do it and place a lien on your property for the cost.
Right.
That letter right now, according to your ordinance, has to be issued by either your health officer or your fire inspector. We're
Oh.
adding in the code official as well.
Oh,
So it's better.
okay,
Much,
great.
much better. Cleaner.
So I move to introduce and move to introduce on first reading ordinance 25-27 and set the hearing for October 6th, 2025 at 7:30 or as soon thereafter.
Second.
Ordinance number 25-27, an ordinance an ordinance amending property maintenance code to provide additional municipal officers to assist in code enforcement. Excuse me. Okay. Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Dayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Thank you, Omar. Okay, ordinance 25-25, multifamily inclusionary housing district. Omar, could you please read the confirmation of publication of the ordinance and the title?
Ordinance 25-25, it was published in the Sunday, September 7th edition of the Record. Is an ordinance of the Borough of Tenafly, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 35 Land Development Regulations, Article 8, entitled Zoning Regulations, to create a new MF-I-2 district.
I'd like to open the floor for any public comments on ordinance 25-25 only. Anyone in the chambers like to make a public comment? Is there anyone online who would like to make a public comment? Omar, do you see any hands raised?
I see no hands, Mayor.
We're going to close public comment. Councilwoman Corsair, would you like to make a motion, please?
I move to pass and adopt on second and final reading ordinance 25-25, and that notice of the same shall be published according to law.
Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Omar, could you please conduct the roll call?
Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Dayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Okay, the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve resolutions R25-454 through R25-468? Excuse me, my correction. Let me do that again. Can I get a motion to approve resolutions R25-454 through R25-469?
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Dayton.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Okay, could I get a motion to approve the minutes of September 2nd, 2025, Mayor and Council meeting?
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? All right, let's go to committee reports. Councilwoman Dayton.
I just want to thank the Tenafly Nature Center for putting on an incredible fundraising event, campfire and cocktails this weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because I was traveling, but thank you to that board, and I'm sure Julie will have a lot more to say. She actually got to go. Our senior services met this week, and actually there's an issue that I do want to raise about our senior services coordinator typically would hold meetings here at the borough. She used to have a conference room and go to houses of her residents. So she would have health and wellness checks. So we, and Wendy, if you don't mind, I don't know if you're already reviewing this, we need to just review the rules and make sure that she is under our JIF, that she is able to still conduct those two resident meetings at the borough premises and at the homes when invited. So if you don't mind.
I have no information. Somebody's gonna have to send this.
Okay, so essentially our senior services, if
No, I
somebody's-
understand, but if.
I'm telling the council, but if we have a senior services coordinator and the resident can't come to us, she will go to them, which is lovely for, those who are in their home and need help.
Did that senior freeze anchor session ever happen? Get booked?
I thought we brought them to the senior center. Is that?
Yeah, I think they did do that.
Yeah.
had a
They did that
session.
already?
We brought them in and we have Risa, who's been trained on that now, who is there to help. I mean, she's not supposed to take any private information, but she's there to walk you through the forms and just tell you, this is how you submit it, this is how you do it. So for our residents, that service is available.
Okay.
And that's it.
Councilman Michaels. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Adam. Councilwoman Corsair.
Yes, I just want to say congratulations to Jamie and the rec department for hosting a fantastic community night. It was
Yep.
amazing, and all of the people that came out to attend and to work it, and the fire department and the police department, and all the shows that went on. It blew me away, and it's such a great thing that our town does, and it just keeps getting better every year. So
And they're able to control the weather, which is so.
and the weather, right? Jamie's got some
Every
cold.
year.
It is
Yeah,
amazing.
I know.
Yeah,
And don't forget the PBA. They knock it out. the
yeah. Everybody who really.
Chief Chamberlain donated the hot dogs this year.
Did he really? That's good to
He
know.
told me they went through 700 hot dogs in the first hour alone.
I thought it was 1,000, but something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's amazing. It was really, really.
I didn't get one.
No.
I'm still upset.
So all the
You know-
all the
you know where
police
he
are
is.
out.
I know.
You know where to find the chief.
Everybody, all our
Elks,
first responders.
It's such a fun.
Tenafly Elks.
Elks did a great job. Those burgers.
That's the only time I see Jack behind the grill.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's literally the only time I see it.
I will say it's a true
Julie?
sense of community. It's one of the best nights of the year.
Julie, anything to report?
Yes, so, I'd like to echo Councilwoman Dayton's comments about the Tenafly Nature Center. Had a lovely fundraiser, campfire cocktails Saturday night. They also are planning upcoming a mission retreat for their board. So they're going to have some nice vision planning in this upcoming weekend. And I think it's good, they've wanted to for a while kind of get everyone in one room and have a lot of hours. So hopefully we're going to find some nice things that come out of that. And, I can tell we've been doing such really nice things with the Nature Center in this last couple of years. Also, I had emailed the mayor to promote, this is for the Board of Health, there will be a flu clinic. That's going to be Thursday, October 16th, so a little bit of time. McCandless Room from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it is not just for like borough employees or seniors. This is just for anybody over 18 and over rather. So Thursday, October 16th, flu clinic, and they will offer other vaccinations as well. A lot of other things. Board of Health just wants to remind everyone to follow the latest guidelines. If they have any questions, to consult their doctors when it comes to vaccinations.
And I got nothing.
You got nothing, Dan? Yeah, so I'm just going to pick up on the events. And what is this, September 16th?
Yes.
Right? So we have the Nature Center event, we had Community Night, we have the New Residents Night, we have the U.S. Open Jumbotron, and the Elks had a fabulous clam bake. And we're only 2 weeks into the month.
Flying,
So,
baby.
yeah,
And
so
the
that's
se-
good.
and the
That's
senior-
great for the
what was-
community.
There was a senior event, a rummage sale.
Oh, the rummage sale. Yes.
That might have still been August.
That was in August.
I'm
We're only
upset I
counting
missed that.
September.
I'm really upset I missed
It was
that.
outstanding.
Banana
Okay.
bread. I missed banana
Yeah,
bread.
October
Yeah.
19th.
So
Fall
pissed.
Fest.
I
That's
thought
good.
you mentioned that, yes.
All right. Would you like to read the closed session
Yeah.
language, please?
That's what I thought I heard, yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
Here, you want this?
Yes, that would be great, thank you.
That's why they have me here.
It's resolution 25-470. Be it resolved in compliance with NJSA 10:4-12, the mayor and council of the borough of Tenafly are going into closed executive session to discuss the following matters. The state health benefits plan update, real property leases and licenses of borough property, contract negotiation of non-collective bargaining contract, an attorney-client privilege, discussion of borough property uses. Minutes will be taken and no action will be done except for in public. I'm reading from memory now. I think that's it.
Okay, can I get a motion to go into closed?
So moved.
Did I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's go into closed. You ready? Can I get a motion to close the public meeting, please? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, good night, everyone. Thank you. All right.
Yes.